Hey vinyl community, it's Mike the Aural Retentive. I haven't been out record shopping since Black Friday. And not likely to for a while, but I did need some more records for doing projects. So I picked up a stack, picked up these beauties. Classics for Joy. Tennessee Ernie Ford fans in the house. Sorry. The Nashville sound I saw, I'm like, oh, that might be pretty good, but not as much as I thought. And then of course, Best of Guy Lombardo, that kind of stuff. So that's pretty typical. This whole pile, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 box sets of music. A couple of them are only three records, but most of them are 6 or more. Cost me $7, so can't go wrong. There's 77 actual LPs in this stack for $7, so can't go wrong. And so I get these at the St. Vincent DePaul Dig and Save. So it's not St. Vinny's, but basically they have clothes in giant bins, and they have kitchen stuff in giant bins, and everything's like, and you take a cart in, and you basically, clothes are a certain amount of dollars per pound or whatever, and then you fill up a cart full of kitchen stuff or whatever, and then they weigh the cart, and it's yeah. But that's the best place I found to pick up vinyl for crafting, because they're, super dirt cheap. The point I was making was that this is the kind of stuff that is usually there. I have taken the time to flip through every single record, and the volume of stuff changes. Sometimes they have a 8-foot section of music. Sometimes they have 3 shelves of it. Sometimes you go there and there's like hardly anything. And I have searched and searched and searched and rarely ever found anything. So basically I just don't even search it anymore. But as I was pulling out one of these box sets, and the album that was behind it slipped out, and I looked at it and I was like, huh, that might be interesting. So I brought it home on a whim. And it turned out to be fantastic. I'd never seen it before. So this is Olantunji, Drums of Passion, by Michael Olantunji. So, I saw this name and I'm like, what? And, clearly, it's got the African feel. Turn it over on the back and it says, Ajido is a small town in the vicinity of something in Nigeria, West Africa. And I'm like, cool, I'm getting it. So I brought it home. It's obviously beat to crap. Records falling out the bottom and the back, and there's a hella scratch on the side. I don't know if can't really see it. Oh, maybe they're a little. It's also evidently at one time was a library. There's a library card slot on the inside of the record, so I'm like, oh my god, it's just gonna be horrible. I actually debated whether even to put it on the turntable or not. But despite this horrible shape, which reminds me, I'm gonna paper sleeve's better than no sleeve, right? This is on the Columbia label. And I like how it says on the label, non-breakable. I bet I could break it. Anyway, I put this on, and I don't know how to, it's African music with chanting a little bit. It's not like Ladysmith Black Mambazo, that's all chanting, but if you can imagine, like, kind of a loose jazz jam mixed with Ladysmith Black Mambazo. That's what this would be. So I looked it up on Wikipedia, and it's sort of credited as being one of the breakout albums that brought, quote, world music, which I think is an American term for music not of our country. Because music, you know, all music is world music, isn't it? But yeah, am I pointing at the right one? Yeah. Jingle Ba, which was covered by several people according to the wiki, including Santana, and it is a good song. Here's the track list. So I encourage you to check this out on YouTube. This was his first album. Went on to do many more, but this is the first one. And it's really good. If you're into African music, I mean, you know, there's a lot of drum and stomping and chanting, and the quite lengthy list of singers. One of the things that they did say about it was that, okay, you know, I find this amazing African drummer, you know, brought him in for a session, but none of the rest of the people that are on this album are African. They brought in a bunch of session people to sing along with, you know, so it's kind of sort of authentic. I don't know. Gives it a weird tinge, but the album is fantastic. So I always look for this kind of stuff because I'm, you know, just surprised a lot of times by stuff that I, you know, like if I flip past this in a regular record store and it was like $6, I'd be like, not even thinking about it. But for 50 cents, I brought it home to check it out, and it turned out to be fantastic. So, you know, and it opens your vision to think of albums like this when you see them in the rack. You know, I'm like, I don't know that I would necessarily go out and search for African albums. I mean, I've done it. I think I've mentioned on here before. Voodoo Funk. It's a website about, you know, about a German DJ that would go to Africa searching for you know, records of the day and old bands, and so there's a really excellent documentary out there about his travels and, you know, buying records from people in shops and people driving around in mopeds with records on their back trying to sell them. This is really interesting. But his website has a lot of very awesome mixes that you can download if you're into African music. So I highly recommend it. I'll try to remember. Because every time I say I'm going to put a link down below, I sometimes forget. But I will try to put the Voodoo Funk website. It's a blog or website, whatever. The link to that, and if I can find the documentary, I'll put a link to that too, because it's really worth checking out. I think if you're, I mean, it appeals to record collectors as well as people that, you know, are into that type of music. So if you're into that, check it out. But so that was this is probably my one and only pre-Christmas album purchase. I'm not going out until after Christmas, so this is gonna have to do it for me. But if you get a chance to check this out, Drums of Passion by Michael Olantunji. Excellent. That's all I got for you. See you, everybody.